Why are you still angry at your parents? Why, even after 20 or 30 years, does something heavy remain inside you? What is it? Resentment, pain, or unspoken expectations? Why, even as an adult, do you continue having internal conversations with them? Even if they're far away, even if they're no longer alive? The answer isn't about them. The answer is within you. You don't want revenge. You want someone to give you back your childhood and say, you were worthy of love. You mattered. You were needed. But no one says it, and that's why you're angry. Today, this isn't about psychology. Today is about stoicism. Stoicism is the philosophy of inner freedom. It doesn't teach you to blame. It teaches you to release. It doesn't excuse anyone's actions, but it doesn't let you stay stuck in the past either. Stoicism doesn't soothe. It liberates. It doesn't remove pain, but it gives you back control. The Stoics divided life into two categories: what is within our control, what is not. And here's the truth. Your parents are not within your control. Their behavior, their choices, their immaturity, their silence, none of that belongs to you. But your response, that is yours. Anger is also a form of attachment. If you're still angry, you're still connected. Anger isn't just an emotion, it's a residue. And rage isn't weakness. It's a signal that you were hurt and didn't know how to handle it. You're not angry because you're bad. You're angry because you were powerless. Your parents may not have understood, may not have known how, may not have been ready, but you still waited for love, for safety, for someone to hold you and say, you matter. Stoicism doesn't deny emotions. It teaches emotion is just movement. Don't let it steer the ship. You're not angry at your parents. You're angry at the pain you never learned how to process. And that pain, it's yours, which means the way out is yours too. We don't stay angry because things were terrible. We stay angry because we believe, deep down, it shouldn't have been that way. We're not just hurt. We're still waiting for the day they'll realize, understand, make it right. But the Stoic would say, you're still the child in this story. You may be living an adult life, but inside, you're still tied to someone else's approval, or, on the flip side, still rebelling against it. Both are reactions of a child who never received what they needed most, a sense of inner ground, a feeling of safety. You grew up, but you're still reacting like that child. Everything they said and did became an internal script. Now, every time someone criticizes you, you hear their voice again. Every time you're overlooked or dismissed, you become that little boy or girl who wasn't heard. And this is where Stoicism steps in. It says, you are no longer a hostage to those reactions. You are not your past. You are who you choose to be in this moment. Stoicism doesn't say, resign yourself. It says, accept. And that's different. Resignation is passive. Acceptance is conscious. It is the decision to stop waiting for the past to fix itself and start responding from the strength you've already begun to build. Epictetus once said, it's not what happens to us that troubles us, but how we perceive it. You don't owe anyone forgiveness. You don't owe your parents an explanation of how much it hurt. But you can say to yourself, I no longer want to be a hostage to this. Pain is real, but it's not a reason to stay stuck in the role of a victim. Epictetus also said, you suffer not because of events, but because of your opinion about them. And Marcus Aurelius reminded us, if it harms your soul, don't do it. If it's someone else's judgment, let it go. Stoicism says this, You don't have to blame your parents, but you also don't have to excuse them. You don't have to keep living in the absence of what they failed to give. You have the power to become the support you were always looking for. You are not bound to follow a story that isn't yours. Anger is a form of attachment. When you're angry, you're still hoping they'll finally understand. But Stoicism reminds you, no one is obligated to understand you, except you. You keep waiting for an apology, but maybe it's never coming. And that is where freedom begins. Freedom isn't revenge. It's the quiet refusal to keep holding on to the illusion that one day they'll love you the way you always needed. What should you do? Acknowledge that you're angry. Don't hide it. Don't judge it. Separate the parent from their actions. They did what they knew how to do. That's not an excuse. It's an understanding. Become the adult for yourself. Don't wait. Don't blame. Accept yourself. Create an inner observer. Your reaction is not you. Your thought is not you. You are the one who chooses. Define this clearly. What is your responsibility to yourself now? Not to seek revenge, not to argue with the past, but to live. Stoicism doesn't teach you how to fix your parents. It teaches you. You are not required to be their continuation. You are not broken. You are alive. Yes, it hurt, but now you know. Strength doesn't have to come from anger. It can come from clarity. You can't change the past, but you can stop being its prisoner. And maybe, one day, you'll say, I'm grateful, not for what happened, but for who I became in spite of it. Freedom begins the moment you stop waiting for someone else to tell you, you did well. When you stop demanding justice from the past, something inside you goes quiet. Now you are the one who says it to yourself. You don't have to forgive. You don't have to understand. But you can choose not to carry it any further. Stoicism isn't about perfect people. It's about learning how to stop living through someone else's mistakes. It's time to step out of their story. It's time to return to your own. If this resonates, leave a comment. Not about your parents, about you. What are you ready to let go of today?